Ben here, and I'm with my friend and colleague Catherine Diadaire, and today we are aboard the Sun Odyssey 380. We're out here on Biscayne Bay, just off the shore of Miami, Florida. Catherine, we're here to talk about all the things that we love about the new 380. Let's talk first and foremost about where this boat fits in the market.
It fits right in the heart of the market. We have been waiting for this boat for a long time, and we're very excited. We introduced it in Annapolis back in October. And she's right between the 349, the very popular 34-footer, and the 410 that we introduced a few years back.
That's awesome. Let's talk a little bit about what makes this boat special, which is the walk-around deck. That started with the 440 and went up to the 490, and now we've come all the way back down through the range. We're here on the 380. We have that same feature. Let's talk a little bit about the walk-around deck.
It really comes and completes the range, and it goes well beyond the walk-around deck and not stepping on your cushions and not stepping over the coaming. And I think it's a great feature for, families with young kids or aging sailors. So it really appeals to everyone, but it goes beyond that because you can helm from different positions. I personally like standing when I helm. And you can be way outboard and looking at your sails, and also trimming position. You can trim your winches from outboard and have nice visibility.
Yeah, you can really see on these boats. Like you said, you can step right outside, you can see all your sails, you can see traffic and things like that. That's great. Okay, one of the tests that we must pass at Jeanneau is our boats need to sail. So let's talk a little bit about the designer behind this boat. For that, we went back to Mark Lombard. He was a designer on the 349, you mentioned that. He was a designer on the 410, you mentioned that too. And he's a designer on this. Let's talk a little bit about the performance the part of the boat and what makes this special.
They need to sail, and they need to sail well, and that it does. We just took it for a spin, and it did not disappoint, even in the low breeze that we had. So, between the hot chine and the hull shape, the inverted bow, the twin rudders, the textile steering cables, the sensitive helm, it's so responsive, and it's just fast, really, it's true on the 349, it's true on the 410, and it's very true on the 38.
Yeah, for sure. And this boat has a classic main. It has a relatively small Jeanneau, but you can have a bigger mainsail, you can have a square top main. Let's talk a little bit about the various rig configurations that we get with the 380.
What I like just the other Jeanneaus, we can tailor the configuration to the needs of our owners. And so you can have a classic rig, and like the 410 and the 440, you have a low gooseneck on this boat, which means that when you do have a classic main and a lazy bag, you don't have to climb your mast. You can comfortably and safely zip up your lazy bag. So you can have that. And also you will notice that we don't have a backstay, just like on the 349, which means that when you're standing behind the helm, you don't have a wire in your back, but you can also have a square top main. So that adds a little bit more performance if you want to. You can have a Code Zero or a bigger Jeanneau. You can also have a furling main and a self-tacker if that's your speed. And you can have a releasable forestay for a cutter rig as well.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So lots and lots of options when it comes to the rig, depending on where you're going to sail.
Right.
That's great. Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about the cockpit. We say that our customers spend 75-80% of their time in the cockpit. So we put a lot of effort in the design of it. We want people to be comfortable because they spend a lot of time in it and outside. Let's talk a little bit about the cockpit on a 380.
To start with, how big it is and how big it feels. The benches on the side are very long. You can really sit and relax or even lounge if you wanted to. Standard, it does not come with a table. So, some of our clients like to have like an open concept and have it completely open here. But you can have this table or even another table with more storage and cup holders if you wanted. But either way, these leaves fold up and you can sit 6 people around the table very comfortably and have a nice dinner. And also here you notice, because of the twin helm, it opens up the cockpit to your transom, which a lot of people have come to love on our boats.
Right. And then we have this great swim platform on the back. And if you're in Florida, you're going to be swimming off the back of the boat. If you're cruising in the Caribbean, you're going to be coming up on a tender. So this just flips right back onto the water. What's great about the swim platform is it takes no volume out of the boat at all. So it's just something that folds up on the back of the boat, and when it's not in use, you fold it up, and when you need it, you drop it down.
Right. And on this particular boat, you will notice we have the Davits that are part of the Voyager pack, and these are nice and simple. I like them a lot, and they fold, they twist out of the way when you're not using them. So I like it nice and simple and efficient. And then, of course, all the controls are laid back with your winches way here, which is nice because you can single-hand the boat, tack the boat. You don't need any crew. Your crew can just lounge and enjoy.
Yeah, that's a big plus. It used to be you had to say, excuse me, I got to get to the winch. They'd have to move. Today, the sailing operations are really in the back of the boat, so your passengers can just go along for the ride if that's what they want to do.
Right.
Okay, that's awesome. Let's drop down below. Let's talk about the layout and the available options to the layout, and let's start talking about the standard layout.
And the standard layout is fantastic, especially on this brand new boat. It's a 2-cabin, 1-head, and we have a completely separate shower in this configuration with its own door. It's quite amazing and roomy and a lot of headroom. And through the head, you can access a garage that comes here on starboard that you can also access from the cockpit.
Okay, so that's the standard configuration. There's other options available. Let's talk a little bit about those.
A lot of other choices. We can have a 2-cabin, 2-head, a 3-cabin, 1-head, or a 3-cabin, 2-head. Your master cabin is going to be forward, and again, we brought the rectangular berth from the 410 and the 440, and we were able to do it on a 38-footer. So it's not a V-berth anymore. You don't have to chase your pillows on the floor. You can sit and sleep comfortably, looking at the water with these nice windows on each side. And in the 3-cabin or the 2-cabin, 2-head configuration, your bed doesn't get any smaller forward. So it's a really nice, comfortable cabin.
That's fantastic. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the main salon, and then let's talk about the galley.
Right. The main salon, again, very spacious. A lot of natural light. We have these nice portholes on the side, lots of hatches. So it really is a lot of light in there, and a nice chaise on starboard that is a favorite of mine because you can be comfortably sitting on either tack on the way. And then of course we have a chart table because we can do without it, and it's nicely located on starboard. And the galley is a more traditional galley. We're going back to a L galley on this boat, but it has a lot of nice features, a really big fridge, Korean countertops, everything you need really.
Yeah, that's great. And then let's talk a little bit about the wood choices, because this happens to be antique, but you can also get it in another color.
All right, you can have it in gray cedar. So for a lighter feel, you can have fabric on the bulkheads forward or not if you wanted a more traditional look. And of course, lots of choices for the fabric. So again, you can tailor the boat to your needs, from the rig to the interior to the keel too. We have a deep draft, the shoal draft, or lifting keel on this boat as well.
Wow, that's a lot. Okay, so that pretty much sums up the Sun Odyssey 380. You can learn more about the boat on our website at Jeanneau.com. Also, of course, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and most importantly, we hope to see you on the water. Lots of 380s in the market are coming your way, and let's go sailing.
All right, sails up. We need to go back.
Sails up, let's go.